Hey, welcome to the Success Code, the self mastery to unleash your peak performance in your career. So, let's understand what exactly is the self mastery. Self mastery is nothing but understanding, controlling, and developing yourself to achieve your maximum personal and professional growth. So, once you're able to do this, you will be able to control your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your behavior. So, why is this so important when it comes to growth, when it comes to your professional and personal growth? We human beings, we want to grow. If we don't grow, then sadness kicks in. We're not really happy. We start comparing ourselves to other people, and we get stuck, and we feel that there is no way out. So, if you've been experiencing any of this, then self mastery is the key. So, let's understand, why is self mastery so important when it comes to your professional and personal growth? So, as human beings, we always wanted to go to the next level. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a goal? Before you answer that question, I want to go a little more deeper onto that. Okay. Do you have personal goals? If the answer is yes, good. Do you have professional growth? If the answer is yes, good. Now, if you are absolutely certain with your growth, if you're absolutely certain with your goal, then it's good. But the problem is 92% of people, they do not have the clarity in where exactly they're going. Okay. So we're going to be doing a few exercises in this, and I do not want you to skip it. Okay. Don't be lazy. I want you to do two exercises, and those are very, very simple. Okay. First exercise is nothing but the visualization. Now, don't roll your eyes saying that, oh, another visualization. No, it's not that. Okay. Think about one thing. Now, this is not the exercise. We are just going to get into the exercise right now. But hang on, I'll just give you a glimpse of it. Okay. So what exactly is visualization? I want you to think about one thing that you've been procrastinating for a while, be it at work, be it at home, be it personally, professionally, doesn't matter. Think about one thing that you've been procrastinating. You've been delaying it for the last couple of months. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. You've been singing the same song for the last 2 months. Okay. Now, I want you to think of that one thing. Okay. Now, I hope you've got that in your mind. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to take a deep breath. While you're exhaling, I want you to think of the first step of that particular task. So let's say that you've been postponing about applying for a career, applying for a new job, or applying for a promotion, or asking your manager for your next pay raise, anything for that matter. So you've been postponing it. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath. And while you're exhaling, I want you to think of that first step in taking that action. If it is for applying job, think of opening the browser. Think of clicking on and getting into the job portal. Okay. So now you may open your eyes. So this is the power of visualization. What exactly you did? You've been procrastinating for something because it is a path of uncertainty. Every time, whenever you want to do certain things that requires a lot of energy, your brain actually shuts off because it doesn't want to spend a lot of energy. Okay. So there's a little bit of physiology that I'm talking about. So now when you see it, when you visualize it in your mind that, okay, this is the first step that I need to take, and this is the second step that I need to take, and this is the third step that I need to take. So if you are going into, your mind with the step-by-step procedure, taking the first step is never a problem. Taking the first step becomes more easier because you're already accessing it in your mind. So once you do that, and once you get started, then doing the whole process is very, very easy. Okay. So if you want to do this exercise again, pause this video, do it, and just see. You will not feel like I'll do it later. You will not feel like I'll delay this for some more time. I'll do it tomorrow. You will not feel it. You will start doing it immediately. Okay. So that's the first exercise. I hope you found that valuable. The first one. Now let's go into the actual motto of this particular training. All right, you ready? So in this, there is a workbook. So below this, you can see there is a link. When you download that link, you will get a workbook. Score yourself and just see where exactly you are and what is your current situation. Okay, because once you get a clarity on where you are, like what's your current position, from now on, things ahead will be much more easier because you get clarity. When you get clarity, you will know what step to take to get there. And most people are feeling stuck and not able to perform better in their career. If you are not able to perform in your career, that's probably because your job is not giving you happiness. Your job is not giving you the fulfillment. So if this is the case, how do you expect you to be successful in the next 5 to 10 years? If you've been dreading to go to your job, if you've been feeling like, I don't want to go to the job, I don't want to do the work that I'm doing. If you've been feeling that way, how can you expect yourself to be successful? And that is where the whole lot of problems are coming in. Your performance are not really good. You see other people are growing very fast, but at the same time, you are not going very fast. And sometimes even you feel like you are reporting your manager, your reporting manager he's younger than you. He or she is younger than you. And that is where your ego takes ahead. So every day going to a job, it's kind of like, it's a dread feeling, and you don't want that. And that's why it is really, really important to recognize what you are really interested in and what can you do to develop in your growth. Okay, what exactly you can do to develop and grow in your career space. All right. So for that, your performance is very, very crucial. And that's exactly why I have created the self-mastery. Okay. So let's just get into the workbook and understand your score. Okay, so let's get started. So I have given clear instruction as to what you have to do and how you need to take care. Okay, so below this video, like I mentioned, you have the download button. Click on it and you will get the scorecard. Download it, but watch this clearly just to get a good understanding of your scorecard and the worksheet. Okay. So first off, I have given a little bit of instruction. You can read this, but the thing is, I just quickly get into it. So first, we are going to focus on your strengths. So what are your strengths? Okay. So what you need to do is you just need to type in, even if it's in your phone or if it's in your, laptop, computer, doesn't matter, but you've got to put down all of your strengths. So assessing your strengths. So basically what this means is write down all of your strengths that will help you grow in your career. So don't put like, okay, so my strength is, communication. So will communication help you in your career, in your professional growth? Then yes. Okay. Say for example, you have, you are really interested in coding. Okay. You love coding, but if you are in a different profession and coding is not going to help you, although that is going to be one of your good strengths, but you cannot necessarily use it for your career because you have chosen a different stream. If you're choosing to go into coding, then you can mention it. You got the point, right? So I want you to type in all of your strength and say like, okay, so these are the things. You don't have to necessarily fill it. If you have only 4 or 5 or whatever, you can mention until that. Okay. So just type away and that's it. So it's just going to give you a clear reflection as to what you need to, work on and stuff. Okay. So that's with your strength. The next one is the passion and energy. Why is this very important? See, the thing is, we are not really scoring on this. We are not really scoring on your strength. But from here, the actual scorecard begins. Okay. So passion and your energy. So why did I even put the passion and energy? Well, you will know it. Okay. So how you need to take this passion for work. So against each question, I struggle with dedication and commitment. So if you struggle with it, then it's strongly agree. Then it's 1. All you got to do is put 1. Okay. If you don't really struggle, if you're really good with work, you have a lot of dedication, you have a lot of commitment, and if that is the kind of approach that you take, or that's what you have, then you put 5 or whichever is applicable. Neutral, disagree, strongly disagree, and all that. Okay. Again, I consistently struggle with Let me zoom it out. I consistently struggle with high quality work with the deadlines. Do you struggle with deadlines, and do you struggle producing high quality work? If you struggle, then give strongly agree. If you sort of kind of struggle, then give agree. If you don't, well, if you're like here and there, then give 3. So give the appropriate score right here. Okay. And I have given this to you like for your convenience so that you don't have to take a printout or whatever. Okay. So just put down all of your scores and put the final score. Final score is, let's say, 60. I'm just giving it. Okay. I mean, it's not like 60, but okay. It could be 35 or 32, 69, not 69, sorry. 51. You know what I mean? Like whatever your score is, you've got to put in there. Now, what happens is like whatever the score that you have gained. So let me just put some scores over here. Okay. So 37 is my score. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but you get the point. Okay. 37 is my score. So with the 37, what I'm going to do, I don't have to read all of it. 37, I'm here. So if you're scored from 21 to 40, that's 37. So this is my section. So what is it? This range suggests that there are aspects of your work performance that could benefit from improvement. Okay. While you may face challenges in dedication, commitment, and motivation, and consistently delivering high quality work, there are moments of high performance. So you are in the moderate category. So read this. However, you've got to keep a close eye on this because we've got some exercise as to what we're going to do with this. We've got some exercise towards the end. Okay. Now that is your energy, passion and energy score. If you've got this, like this can actually determine how your future is going to look like, how your career and professional growth is going to look like. Okay. This is going to give you a glimpse. Okay. This is going to give you an idea. If you fall in for this, either you need improvement or you need to choose a career that you're really, really passionate about. But hold on to it. We'll come to that. Okay. The next one is the future. How is your future looking like? What is your future looking like? All right. Setting a clear destination is a single key to success. So most people don't have this. Not the future. They have a future, but the only thing is like, how is the growth looking like? Where is the destination? What is the goal? That's pretty much lacking in most individuals. And that's why I have kept this. So goals and growth. So there are 2 sections to it. Again, fill your questions accordingly. I have a clear long-term goal that is 2 to 5 years. If you have, then give yourself 5. If you don't have it, 1. If you vaguely have it, give neutral. Disagree, you get the point. You got to be really honest with every score that you put in, because if you're like trying to be optimistic, or if you don't want to give the actual ones, towards the end, the whole thing will go for a toss. Okay. And that's why I'm suggesting you've got to be very, very honest about, putting your scores. So again, you put the scores. This is for your long-term and short-term goals. And this is for your professional development. Development meaning, what are the areas for growth and development? Have you identified that you need to work on, like skills and knowledge and stuff? Okay. Do you regularly seek feedback? This is for the future and for the present. Okay. After seeking the feedback, do you work on the feedback? Do you take steps to develop your professional skills? Do you have, this is very important, daily actions? Okay. Do you have daily actions that you take? So all of this, you've got to put it over here. And finally, again, you need to put the score. So whatever your score is, based on that, either you're here or you're here or you're here. Okay. Now that's with the goals. Now comes to power tools. Power tools is more towards your soft skills. So what is it, right? So don't worry. I have done all the research. I have done everything that you want. So all you've got to do is just read the statement, see where you fall into, and put the score. And you keep going on, you finish all of this. So there are 3 sections to it. Communication, when it comes to the power tools are nothing but essential soft skills that you require to actually, go to an office, work on a job. You need these things as a foundation. All right. Treat this like a foundation. You've got your communication meaning not only you're talking. Okay. So please don't get me wrong. It is with writing, it is with communication, it is with understanding, it is with listening, all of that. When you read these questions, you will understand. So put the respective scores of you. Okay. Then comes networking and relationship building. So how good are you with networking, and how good are you with, building the relationships, not only at your office, but also outside the office, like business events, this and that and whatnot. So you got to put it over here. So you've got all the scores here. Okay. And the third one is emotional intelligence. Like, how good are you with your emotions? Like, are you very loose? Are you very weak? Or you're pretty strong with your emotional intelligence? Again, there are 3 questions. Place them over here. So you've got 3 over here. 3 plus 4, 7, plus 5, 12. So 12, whatever your score is, you got to put in here. That means if you've scored 60, you're pretty good. Okay. If you scored 60, you're pretty good. 50 to 60, somewhere over here. All you need is like the final touch up of improvement, and then you can work on it. However, if you're falling into 0 to 20, then you read this, or 21 to 40, you read this. Cool. And the next is personal score. This is the last one, but very important one. All right. So how are you as an individual? How are you as an individual? How are you with your personality, with your character, with your trait, And that's what we are going to deal with. So very simple. I've got a few questions over here. I've got 12 questions over here. When you read this, you will know what you are right now, and again, how your future is going to look like. So put down all the scores and put your score here, final score. Okay. So what this is going to give you, again, you've got explanation for all of these sections. So again, so if you see, this is as a section, meaning you've got, okay, don't count this because you already know it, your strength. You're just mentioning your strength. That's it. Okay. That's it. But now we're getting into passion and energies, first section. Second section is your future. Third section is power tools. And fourth section is personal score. Okay. So there are 4 sections to it. And overall, so each sections to it, each score, each section score, and each section as to how you can read your score. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is pick all the areas. This is not the total score, but the specificity. Okay. Meaning in every single question, whichever the question you've got 3 or less than 3. Let's say you experience self-judgment. You've got 2 over here. That means you agree to this question. That means your score is 2. You know what you need to do? I want you to go through all the questions that you've got 3, that you've scored 3 or less than 3. Okay. And pick the keywords and write down over here your area of improvement. So assessing your overall area of improvement. Now you need to put your keyword. So let's say if I'm going to power tools, I struggle with communication. All right. You put over here 2 over here. That means you got to take that 2, this question, communication. This is the keyword. Take that, go down, all the way down, and write down communication. Okay. And then you have scored 1 in this. 1, correct? You've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3. So take all of this keywords. Okay. Communication, dedication, commitment. That's a keyword in this question, right? Third one, setbacks. I'm not able to handle failures. Failure and setbacks are so for this, you need mental toughness. For this, you need passion. For this, you need, flexibility, a different mindset. Okay. So pick all of the words that you have got 3 or less than 3, put them here. Okay. Put all of it here. I've just given like so much. If you have more, well, you note it down. Okay. You note it down in your phone or somewhere, but just make sure that you write all of it, because this is extremely important when it comes to your professional growth. So why am I giving so much of importance to your performance, your mental toughness, your performance and your job especially, right? Look, I know how it feels to not have a good performance in the job, because if you're not really performing well in your job, that will show in your bank account, that will show in your life, that will show Even it'll go to test your level of happiness. It'll show in your happiness. Okay. So if you're not really happy with your job, if you're not really performing well in your job, at your work, if you're not really master in your work space, it will start affecting your life in a big way. Okay. So that's why I'm saying you need to improve these. And why this is important, it's not just about your current situation, but also if you're looking for growth, if you want faster growth, you need these things. And one thing that you can ask, like, why is this passion so important, right? I have mentioned this passion and energy. If your work is not really, like, if you're not really jumping out of your bed to go to work, if you're not really passionate about your work, if you not really love what you're doing, right? Think about it. There are people who are passionate about the job and you're competing with them. If you're competing with them, they are passionate about the work. That means they don't feel the work as work. For them, it's play. Think about it. For me, I never liked mathematics. I never liked it. And there are people who loved it. That means they can work on mathematics problems throughout the night. For me, even the daytime, I can't work on one problem, right? That means I'm competing against them. Okay, this is just an example that I gave you when I was a student, but there's no big difference even when it comes to work. Okay. So if you're not really passionate about it, you will not be curious. If you're not curious, you cannot get good at it. If you cannot get good at it, you will barely survive. And that is why I have included this. So you get the point, right? So no matter what, you can good at it. You can get good at it, provided you keep working on it consistently. Anyway, we will be talking about the mental toughness and self-mastery and how you can really improve and take your, game to a whole new level. Okay. But anyway, so when you complete this exercise, you will clearly know what are the areas that you need to work on and what is your current score. What is your current score when it comes to yourself? Okay. So this score will be able to help you with your professional growth and of course your personal growth. Okay. So put down all the keywords. Now here, the last section is I want you to write down the steps that you're going to take to work on your weakness. So what are your weakness? Improvement area. These are your improvement area, right? So you need to put working on your weakness. So what are you going to do to work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you have mentioned? Okay. So write down all the steps. How are you going to work on? When are you going to work on? When is over here. Mention the date. Okay. So first is what are the steps that you're going to take to start working on your weakness? Write down the things that have been stopping you from working on these. Like, although you knew these things are lacking, what was holding you back? Why did you not work on it? Like, is it self-doubt? Is self-doubt? Okay. It's not G. Okay. Including self-doubt, self-limiting beliefs, procrastination, mindset, I don't know, whatever that is, right? I want you to put all of it. And then mention the date by when you're going to start working on each area. Each area as in, like, I want you to type in each area, like, okay, I'm going to start working on my communication. I'm going to start working on myself. I'm going to start working on my skill. I'm going to start working on this. By what date you're going to start and how long are you going to start? How long are you going to keep doing? Don't mention everything together. Like, I'm going to start next month. I'm going to start with communication, my skills, my leadership, my mindset, all of that. If you're going to do that, that's going to backfire because you are going to come back to your regular, like, you will give up. Okay. You will give up. And that's why I'm saying that mention one and just put that particular one's date. Like, for 1 month, for 3 months, I'm going to work on this. And the next one, I'm going to work on this after that. I'm going to work on this after that. So you're going to mention like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You know what I mean? Like, mention all of it and eventually. So whatever you're mentioning, this should today or tomorrow should help you. The skills that you're working on, the weakness that you're going to work on, it must help you with your job, either now or for later. Tomorrow, when I say tomorrow, it's for the future. Okay. So no matter what happens, you're going to mention this. I mean, no matter what happens, you're going to work on this and you're going to take things forward from there. All right. Once you have completed this worksheet, that means your introduction is over, introduction to self-mastery. And now you've got a clear reflection of your current score, your current situation, and how you're going to take things forward from here. Okay. So if you put in time, I know for the fact that if you put in time, you can get the best at what you do. Okay. So there's a whole lot of world is going to open up in front of you. And trust me on this. And I will do everything within my capacity for you to succeed. Okay. So hands up for your success. Shout out for your success, for your work. All right. I want you to make it no matter what. And you can start off with the actual training. Go back to the link and start with your training. There are 5 modules. Start working, start learning. So once again, I would like to congratulate you for doing what you're doing, for taking your stuff very seriously, because most people are lost and they don't even know what they're doing. All right. So in that case, when you are doing it, I really appreciate the fact that you are taking the time, you're taking the energy, and you're doing it. So thank you so much for doing this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you on module 1. Bye-bye.